So in the last video we did some if statements. Now we're going to modify that with the AND operand and the OR operand. So basically let's just start out. We're going to just assume that this is a computer login program. So what we're going to need is we're going to need a username, and we're also going to need ourselves a password. So tell you what, let's just make ourselves some inputs here. We should already know how to do inputs. And input, and I'll say, type, your username. Press enter to confirm. And then we'll also have another input right here, and we'll say input, type your password, press enter to confirm. And I'll just give a space. There we go. So we already know how to do inputs, so I don't need to spend much time on that. So anyway, we have ourselves now an if statement. Now, what we could do is we could do something like this. We could have a if username equals, and I'll just say it's D Monticchio. I'll put myself in there. And then I could also, if I really want to check this, so only if this is true, then I could have inside it another if statement and say if, password equals, I don't know, let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not my actual password. But I could do that. So if this is true, move on, check this if statement, and you'll only get to this if statement if the first was true. And if that is true, then we could go in and say something like, print, welcome David. And that would functionally work. That would functionally work. You can have an if statement inside an if statement. That's what's known as a nesting if statement. It would functionally work. So if I put D Monticchio, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, D Monticchio username is not defined. Oh, because I had a capital N there instead of a lowercase n. Once again, remember to type things exactly the same way you want them. But now if I try this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it'll say welcome David. Okay? So it technically will work. This is a perfectly valid reason or a valid way to get this. However, there's an easier way to do this, and that's with the AND operand. There's a way to save space. So let me just delete that right there and just put the word AND right there. And you notice the word AND turned purple. It's the AND operand. It does something. And password equals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I can do the same thing. Print welcome David. And it will work. It'll save one line of space. But now, looking at it, now if this and if this are true, then it will move down onto the next line. We've added a condition. So remember in the last video where I said, hey, what if you press, the jump button in midair? Well, now we have the and. Now we have the Mario Brothers scenario. Well, Mario has a triple jump. What part of the triple jump are you on? He also has a wall jump. He also has a backflip. He also has, a raccoon suit where if you press the jump button while you're in midair, you just start floating and you descend at a slower speed. Now we're adding conditions onto this. So now, if this is true and if this is true, then they are both true and we will move on. So I'll hit execute. And now if I hit D Monticchio and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it says welcome David. But of course, if one of them is false, so blah, 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 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's not going to work because both of them were not true. The condition was not met. Okay? So obviously use your own name, not mine, for your username here. But and also don't put your actual password in, just protect yourselves on that one. This is just simulation of like a login screen. So that's how the AND operand works. But what about the OR operand? So let me put an elif here. So elif username equals guest. Or Now I put the or instead of the and. Password equals guest. I can have it say print welcome guest. So, how does the or work? Well, think of it like this. If I say I want a red balloon and a blue balloon, so if I use the word and, I want a red one and a blue one, I'm expecting a red balloon and a blue balloon. I need both of them. If I say I want a red balloon or a blue balloon, and you only give me the blue balloon, well, technically you've given me what I wanted. Either or, I didn't care. So as long as one of these, as long as this side is correct, or if this side is correct, it will work. So I'll just do that. I'll just go and put in guest, but this time I'll type complete gibberish for the password. And it will still welcome me as the guest. Or I can do this. I can put complete gibberish as my name, but put guest as the password, and it will still welcome me as guest. So, there are three possible ways for an OR operand to work. And actually, let me put this up here. So, there are 4 scenarios. There is password true, and actually let me put the username first. Username true, password true. There is, username false, password true. There is username true, password false, and there is username false, password false. There are 4 different scenarios. Okay? These are the 4 possible ways. Only if it's true and true will an and work. But the or will also work if they're both true. And will fail on this one, but or will work. Same with this one. And will fail, but or will work. Only when they are both false will an and fail and an or fail. Okay? So only one will allow an and to work. But all 3 of these scenarios will allow an or to work. Okay? So that's how you got to look at it. Think of it like a grid of 4 different scenarios. And of course, because, it's a password system, if nothing happens, if it's not working, then, you have to print out, error, username or password incorrect. So if I get, somehow both wrong, and it'll say error, username or password incorrect. This is where it would also generally ask you to please type it in again, but we're going to get into please typing something again in the next video, okay? That's what's known as a loop. So once you've got something that looks kind of like this, and it works, you can get your name in through the and we can get your guest in through the or, and we got ourselves an else here just in case we screw up everything. As long as we got all that, send that in, and we'll see you on Thursday where we're going to go over some loops, okay? So you have a great day. Enjoy.